Hey guys, welcome back to Changing the Game with myself, Emmanuel Game Changer. Thank you guys so much for your support, for sharing a video, for telling a friend to tell a friend and all of that stuff. Really grateful for that. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you continue to watch the videos because we're going to continue to have fun. Right. So today I'm going to look at a topic that is very relevant for this time of the year, for this season, the topic of reflection. It's looking at the year and how the year has gone. Not just that, but a principle, a lifestyle of reflection, and a discipline of reflection. So yeah, we're gonna look at that. So this time of the year is so crucial because this is a time where we should have already kind of prepared for the new year, set our plans, set our goals and targets and systems up for the new year. But it's so important that we don't leave the year without considering how this year has gone, what went well and what didn't go so well. And that's what I want us to look at today. I think it's so key and I think it's so crucial for us to look at what went well and what didn't go so well, so that when we go into the new year, when we go into the new season, we know what we need to work on and what we need to not work on as much as the other. And so what we do well, it's great, it's amazing, but that works. But now we need to put more effort into the things that we didn't do too well, or the things that we failed at, or we just didn't succeed at. And that's what is so key in this time, because if you don't do that, you're going to continue to make the same kind of mistakes. Well, you can't make the same mistake twice, but you're going to make the same kind of errors that you made in the previous year, in the previous season. So let's look at it like this. Get a piece of paper, right? And have a list. What went well in the year? What didn't go so well in the year? And when we have this list, you can look at it. Write down what kind of place you were at in your life. Were you studying? Were you working? Were you happy? Were you sad? Were you emotionally distraught? Where were you in life? Where were you? What kind of situation were you in? Were you doing a project at work? Were you looking for jobs? What was it? Put the situations at the side of it, so you can get a better picture. And then the other list, what didn't work, or what didn't go too well, or what did I fail at this year? Write it down, and then write the kind of place you were at in life as well. So once again, was it at work? Were you looking for work? Were you studying? Were you preparing for something? Were you preparing for your wedding? Blah, 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 all of that. Put it down there. Now, sit down and take a look. Now, as you put those things down and the situations you were in, your memory can kind of regurgitate where you were at and what was going on. And from there, we get a picture. Now, in those situations, next to it, if you've got space, write down, what could you have done better? What could you have done better for both sides? What could you have done better? What could you have done to see a different result? Or what would you do to change it? What can you do? What do you have in your power, in your capacity, in your capability to change it? Was it did you need to speak to someone? Did you need to research something? Did you just need to bring a better attitude to the table? What is it? And then write it down. Then now, next to it, write a plan of what you would do, especially if you need to do that thing again in the next year, which you probably will. What are you going to do next year practically to get it working? What are you going to do to practically make it work next year? Is there a system that you're going to put in place? Is there a discipline that you want to commit to? Put that there. So now look, we've got a train. We've got a train of things now. We've got a train of things. We've got a trail of thoughts. We've got a big picture here. And by the end of it, you've got a practical step. Why I said practical is because it's practical to you. And for me, one thing I stand by, one principle I stand by is the principle of word being bond. If you put that down on the paper, if you've committed to something, you've got to stick to it. And so that's why I've asked you to do it, because it's practical to you. So you can't turn around and say, you know, Emmanuel, it was your fault, No, it's not. It's not my fault. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with me, right? So now you put it down. These are the practical steps you are going to take, or this is the system that you're going to incorporate in your year next year. Now, this is the Game Changer Challenge. The Game Changer Challenge is, don't wait to the 1st of January 2017 to start. Start now, today. Start now, today. Start now. Now is the time. There is no better time than now. There's no time to procrastinate. There's no time to wait. There's no time to sit and think, oh, yeah, I need this person to do that. I need this person to do that. Or I need that thing to happen. No, now it's on you. The onus is on you to get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling. That's why I said practical step. Today is a present. The future, you don't know what's going to happen. Things can change. But as long as we start now, we know that we've got the ball rolling. We know that things are moving and things are set in motion. Whereas if we wait for tomorrow, next week, next year may never come the way you want it to come. But you can make a change now. You can make a difference now. Reflection needs to be a habit. It needs to be a lifestyle. It should not only be when the new year is coming and people talk about, New Year's resolutions and all that kind of stuff. It should be a lifestyle. When you're at work, for those of you who work, and you've got a project going on, you have project meetings. And so it lets you know how far you are in the project, how short you are in the project, what needs to be done, what is still yet to come, if anything needs to be added, and you review, you look over things. Does anything need to change? Does anyone have a problem? Does anyone have an issue? Maybe someone has left the team, all of that kind of stuff. You review it. If you've got a project at uni and you yourself, there's measures in place, like the lecturers talk about having a review system. So look back at what you've done so far. Is it going well? Do I need to, do anything? That's why those of you, you have tutors who tell you, you're on the right path, you're not on the right path. This is what you need to do. That's what you need to do. That's reviewing. That's reflecting. That's looking at what you've done so far, what you haven't done so far, and how you can change things. For those of you who have families, have family meetings from time to time. How do we think everything is going on? Is everything fine? How's your studies? How's work? How's home life? How's the relationships? This is what it's all about. It's simple, practical steps wherever you are. As an individual, you can look at yourself and say, am I where I want to be? Am I where I need to be? These are the questions that you kind of need to ask yourself, not just at the end of every year or the beginning of every year. It's something you need to ask yourself ever so often. And so let's get into the practice of it. Let's get into the discipline of it and see how effective that becomes in how our life works, in how our life moves, in how our lives blossom. So guys, don't forget to change the game. It starts here first. And see you guys soon.